30 athletes who changed countries and still became legends. In the world of sports, loyalty to one's country is often seen as sacred. Representing your nation is considered the highest honor an athlete can achieve. But what happens when athletes switch sides? Some were overlooked. Some chased better opportunities. Others simply followed where life took them. Yet despite the criticism and controversy, many of these athletes didn't just survive the switch, they thrived. Here are 30 athletes who changed countries and still went on to achieve greatness. Football. From rejection to redemption. Football has seen some of the most dramatic nationality switches. Take Diego Costa, for example. Born in Brazil, he initially represented his homeland in friendlies. But after limited opportunities, he switched allegiance to Spain. The decision sparked outrage in Brazil, yet Costa went on to become a key player for Spain and a La Liga champion. Then there's Riyad Mahrez, who could have played for France but chose Algeria. That decision paid off massively when he led Algeria to victory at the Africa Cup of Nations 2019, cementing his legacy as a national hero. Similarly, Kalidou Koulibaly rejected France to represent Senegal. His leadership helped Senegal win their first-ever AFCON title, turning him into a symbol of pride for the nation. And we can't ignore Wilfried Zaha, who switched from England to Ivory Coast after limited chances. While he didn't win major international trophies, he became one of Africa's most exciting players. These decisions often come with backlash, but for many, they lead to legacy-defining moments. Athletics. Chasing opportunity and glory. Track and field is another area where nationality switches are common, often due to better training facilities or career opportunities. Few stories are as inspiring as Mo Farah. Born in Somalia, he moved to the UK as a child and eventually represented Great Britain. His journey culminated in 4 Olympic gold medals, making him one of the greatest distance runners in history. Another standout is Bernard Lagat, who began his career with Kenya before switching to the United States. Despite the change, he continued to dominate, winning multiple world championship medals. Then there's Wilson Kipketer, who couldn't compete internationally for years due to citizenship issues after moving to Denmark. When he finally did, he broke records and became a legend in the 800m. More recently, Eileen Gu made headlines by switching from the US to China. She went on to win 2 gold medals at the Beijing Olympics, proving her decision was more than justified. Basketball. Global talent. Global identity. Basketball has become increasingly global, and nationality switches are part of that evolution. Hakeem Olajuwon is one of the most famous examples. Born in Nigeria, he became a U.S. citizen and went on to win 2 NBA championships, becoming one of the greatest centers ever. A modern example is Joel Embiid, who was born in Cameroon but chose to represent the United States internationally. Already an NBA MVP, his international success only adds to his growing legacy. Meanwhile, Serge Ibaka switched to Spain and became both an NBA champion and a European champion, showing how dual nationality can open doors on multiple continents. Combat sports. Fighting for a new flag. In combat sports, switching countries can be deeply personal. Anthony Joshua represents the UK but proudly embraces his Nigerian roots. His journey led him to become a 2-time heavyweight world champion and one of boxing's biggest stars. Then there's Israel Adesanya, who moved from Nigeria to New Zealand. He went on to dominate the UFC middleweight division, becoming a global icon in mixed martial arts. These athletes show that identity isn't always tied to just one place, it's shaped by experiences. Tennis. Choosing a flag, building a legacy. Tennis has also seen major nationality switches. Martina Navratilova defected from Czechoslovakia to the United States during the Cold War. She went on to win 18 Grand Slam singles titles, becoming one of the greatest players of all time. Naomi Osaka had the choice between the US and Japan. She chose Japan and became a global superstar with 4 Grand Slam titles. Why do athletes switch countries? Behind every switch is a story. The reasons vary. Opportunity. Some countries offer better training, exposure, and funding. Rejection. Many athletes are overlooked by one nation and embraced by another. Heritage. Dual nationality gives athletes the freedom to choose. Personal identity. Some simply feel more connected to one country over another. But the decision is never easy. It often comes with criticism, accusations of betrayal, and immense pressure to succeed. The reality: risk versus reward. Switching national teams is a gamble. If an athlete fails, they're labeled a traitor. But if they succeed, they become legends. Players like Achraf Hakimi chose Morocco over Spain and helped take the country to a historic World Cup semi-final. Meanwhile, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang chose Gabon and became one of Africa's most celebrated forwards. These decisions define careers, and sometimes entire nations. Final thoughts. In today's globalized world, nationality in sports is no longer black and white. Athletes move, grow, and evolve, and sometimes so does their identity. What truly matters isn't where they start, but what they achieve. These 30 athletes prove that switching countries doesn't limit greatness, it can actually unlock it.